All right, we're live on YouTube. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I'm your host, Robert Michiels. Glad that you're here. There's all kinds of good things that we got going on tonight. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching the show for the past 2 years. We're coming up on tonight is episode 102. Pretty
Woo!
amazing stuff. So I really appreciate everybody who's been following the show and being a part of what we're doing. Each week, we have a place where you can come and you can learn something that'll make you fly safer and keep your sport around and minimally regulated. So I'm glad that you're here. If you're just now logging in, welcome. Your name's being put into a contest if you're in the chat. So make sure you say hello in the chat when you log in, and your name's going to be added to the spinny wheelie thing, and you can win something. Every show we give something away, and so glad that you're here. If you're logging in now, welcome. The show is brought to you by Nebraska PPG. Josh Bowden and his team there in Nebraska will train you up. If you're interested in getting in contact with him, there's a little link in the description for his Facebook feed. So go check that out. The show's also brought to you by Resurgence PPG, the guys there uh, that have been in the military, that have gone through some things, maybe come back with a little PTSD. Um, the the guys at Resurgence PPG have created a place for our wounded and PTSD guys to learn how to paraglide and learn how to paramotor, and it's a great thing. So he'll sponsor you. Go check out Resurgence PPG if you haven't done that yet. Go check out what they're doing over there. They're a 501c3, and so all kinds of good things happening over there. Todd Scandrett runs that group. Mike Cotter and Fly My PPG also sponsors the show. Really appreciate those guys. They're in the winter season now. It's all frozen over, but I know that they're going to have some people signing up soon. That is going to be, I think, in February, first week of February, something like that. But go check their website out, flymyppg.com. There in Michigan. Show is also brought to you by ParaOrangeProducts.com, and go check out their website, paraorangeproducts.com, for all kinds of paramotoring and paragliding needs. He's got a great website. It's got all kinds of things to help you get up in the air. Show's brought to you by ppgsmoke.com. Go check out their website. He donated a whole bunch of equipment to the show. There's all kinds of cool things on his website. That's ppgsmoke.com. Reach out to Ryan Roberts. There's links in the description if you're interested in getting some of the stuff that he's offering: floats, lamels, PPG smoke. He's got he's working on an electric paramotor. There's all kinds of cool things. So go check out his website. You'll really like that. Also, the show's brought to you by Tri-State Skywalkers. If you're in the Indiana, Kentucky, or Ohio area, you could reach out to Brandon McCloud, and he's got a great flying club over there. I saw some posts recently. He got to fly. I think he got to fly yesterday. So I heard you guys are having some good weather, and so I'm glad that you guys got up. Reach out to him if you're interested in creating a club or if you want to join the Skywalkers. The show's also brought to you by iFly Indiana Powered Paragliding. Uh, Kevin and his team at iflyindiana.com can help you to get trained up if you're in that area. Reach out to them. There's a link in the description, or you can just go to iflyindiana.com. The show's also brought to you by One Up Paragliding, and they have a website that they're advertising here on the show, and that's paramotorprops.com. If you're interested in getting a really good deal on props, you can go to paramotorprops.com. So appreciate you if you're logging in, you're checking in. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I sent out some random invites tonight. We don't have a guest. Tonight, our guest is Sean.
Oh,
Sean,
oh, look at that.
welcome, Sean.
All right, thank you, sir.
I did send out a bunch of invites to other people, and so if you got an invite, log on. And tonight's show, I want to talk about instruments, instrument panel. This is one of the probably, um, I would say it's probably one of the most important tools that we have for paragliding. And so the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the most important thing. Can I help you? Why are you in here?
Watching the show.
Oh, you're watching the show?
Yeah.
I think you're trolling the show in the background. I'm going to take a poll. Should I beat him? He's disrupting the show. Look at him. No kids allowed in here. Kick rocks. Okay, I want to talk about the Garmin InReach Mini. This is a life-saving device, and I started using it not too long ago, maybe a year or so ago. I pay for $15 a month. I'm going to screen share what it looks like to set it up real quick on the website. Bear with me here. Oh, that's not what I want to share. Hold on just a second. This thing's pretty nice. The abilities that it has, obviously it connects to a satellite. And I'm no expert, so just bear with me for a second here. But the Garmin InReach Mini will allow you a certain amount of text messages. This is my plan, obviously. Let's see if it'll let me go to my inbox here. Okay. And so when you turn on your device, you can program it to send out a message. You can pre-program messages in the device. So for example, you land somewhere you weren't expecting and you don't have cell phone coverage, you can send out a message to your contacts. And so whoever's in your contacts, you can basically take I have to be careful what I share on here. You can take the information that you have, and then you can, sorry, I'm scattered. You can send off, like, let's say you had a hard landing, twisted your ankle, you're in the middle of nowhere. You can say, hey, landed here, hard landing, injured, and send that message out via text message. You get, on mine, I get 5 text messages a month, and it uses a satellite to send the signal. This thing is super light if you're worried about weight. Garmin's not paying me to do a review, so I'm not going to go into all these, super tight details, but it's the slickest feature that I think it has is the SOS button. You open up this little deal, you press that button, and it's going to send a signal, and it's going to quickly ask you, is this an emergency? It's going to respond back, and I think you hit it again, and then it's on, and you're going to have a helicopter or whatever. You're going to have first responders coming to pick you out of the bushes. So Garmin InReach Mini, I personally think this is the most important thing to have on my instrument panel. At first, I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I was thinking, no, I'll just be a sight flying person. And then I had a couple really big, well, I shouldn't say big flights. I had a couple flights where I was flying, and once I landed, I had no idea where I was at. And there's a couple other things that this thing will do. And go check it out. The other website, or the other alternative, is the Spot. And Spot has some pretty cool features, same type of thing. Yeah, it's good. Probably the subscription is $15 a month. Good question, Chad B. Glad you're here. By the way, Sandor, in the chat, I mailed out your t-shirt today, so it will be there on Monday, and I got the tracking number if you're interested. There is another device that I use. This is the Flymaster. I don't know what version it is. It's very old. I bought it off of Russman. And this thing basically will tell you everything that you need to stay up. Now, my screen's battered. This thing's, it's war beaten, but I mainly use it just for the noise of the ups and downs. Just give my altitude. It'll give a wind direction. It'll give you your lift feet per minute. It will give you your altitude, obviously. It'll give you an estimated wind speed, and you can set all kinds of stuff. I don't know how to set this thing up, but I have it set exactly the way Russman had it set up, and it's perfect for what I use it for. Mainly, I just use it for the beep to know whether or not I'm going up or down when I'm super high up. And you can set waypoints. You can, and it connects via GPS. It's got some pretty cool little features that I really don't understand. Um, I don't know how to plug in waypoints. I don't know how to plug in, like you can put in cylinders and, try to avoid certain cylinders, airspace, those type of things. And it's kind of it's a nice thing to have. They're like $400, but I recently came across two guys that have this setup that it looks incredible. They use I think it's a little Samsung reader, and it's color. And the guys have set up, they found a little visor to protect uh, kind of protect the instrument from the sun and reflection. And then what do you got over there, Sean?
Coffee.
Oh, I
It's
thought you were showing me
delicious.
something.
No, it's delicious.
Nice. That does actually sound good.
Uh-huh.
The way that these two guys have it, Dave has it and Steve, and they use the gosh, it slips my mind now. It's a certain type of variometer. If you're a free flight guy, please help me. It's a little tiny black box with a little circle in it. But anyways, it is a really finicky. It really can tell you whether or not you're going up and down and at what rates. And then that information is translated into this reader and the instrument panel. It's beautiful. Looks like a computer for your flight deck. And it's not that expensive. At first I thought, okay, that's probably going to be $800. It just looks too much. It's really nice. And so I'm thinking about making the switch and upgrading. Okay, so the other thing that I'm using is Fly Sky High app. Now, um, if you are a iPhone user, I think that's all you can use. Um, I don't think they have one for Android yet.
Yeah.
But Fly Sky High is really nice.
They don't have it for Android, but PPGPS is one that works somewhat well.
That's the alternative.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So when I'm flying, I don't use this setting. This is pretty nice. It'll give you direction and whatnot, and it's pretty accurate, pretty quick. It moves very quickly when it's set up properly, obviously. When it's laying back on the instrument panel, let me see here. There we go. That's what I'm normally looking at. So you can program your stuff in here. Now, if you're PPG or you're free flight, it doesn't really matter. You can utilize data from this device. It's actually incredible. With the iPhone, I think it's 6S and up, they've got a built-in barometer, so it gives you real-time feedback. Really nice setup. That's the Fly Sky High app. Now, what makes the Fly Sky High app nice is actually this. And let me just screen share this and go back to my daily here.
See, here you go.
There we
Because
go.
of the background, but you could kind of. Oh, there you go.
Oh, you got it up. Hold on, I'll come back to you, Sean.
No, you got yours. Yeah, go ahead.
So, if you take a look at this, all kinds of kids coming in here. Where's my belt at? I need to whoop a kid.
Fly swatter.
So these are all my flights. So each time that I log in with Fly Sky High, and as soon as I leave the ground, this thing starts tracking. You can go into your settings and set it how you want, but I do it so that as soon as I leave the ground, it starts recording, and then as soon as I land, it finishes recording. And so anyways, it's pretty neat. I'll give you an example. This was the other day I was doing some touch and goes, And oh, is this 3D? No, okay. As long as it's not 3D. This will give you your track. I can't go to 3D while I'm live because it will probably cause my computer to explode because it uses a lot of RAM or whatever it is, gigabytes.
Memory.
Yeah, it kills. The computer just starts smoking. Yeah, so Fly Sky High hosts this Live Track 24. I think this is a separate website, but it's really nice. You can actually find out, if you do a good flight, like this day was a 4-minute flight, and I think I flew around for a second, then I went to the bailout, and that was it. Or no, actually, I ended up top landing. But this records all your flights, and you can use this for your logbook. Now, I don't recommend that you use an electronic logbook. I just don't trust them. That's just my personal opinion. You can use whatever you want. Fly Sky High is just my reminder of what days I flew. And then I write it into an actual logbook. And if I could give any advice to people who are thinking about getting into the sport, and maybe you just got a wing and you're kiting, start logging everything that you do. I put everything that I have from the very first time I took my wing and went to the park, ground handling. Had 2 hours of ground handling. My first day ground handling, 3:26:17. And so, anyways, it's really nice to have this, and you're going to need it if you're going to get any kind of rating. Eventually, you're going to have to show someone your progress, and it's just nice to have. And it's not in vain that you record your stuff. And progress is critical when you start to get some progress in the sport. It's really nice to apply those things and say, look where I was at, or look where I've come from. Ripman said XC Tracer Mini 3 solar GPS Vario. That's the one. XC Tracer. That I'm going to send Ripman an invite because I want to hear about this. I think that is the one I was looking at. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, see, this is the way the PPGPS looks like. It's kind of hard to capture all of it, with the brightness of the screen, but you can see the altitude. You got a little gas tank and all that. This is for with the motor, of course, but if you turn your motor off, it's still going to work the same. But it shows you the terrain. Yeah, it's handy. Your bearing, all that.
There we go. Muted myself for a second there. Yes, very nice setup there. That's the same. That's the alternative to Fly Sky High app?
Yeah, if you don't have an Apple. If you don't have an Apple, you can use the PPGPS, and it's pretty much the equivalent. I haven't used the Fly Sky High, but from what I've seen, it's the same concept.
Like it.
Yeah.
So those are the main things that I have on my instrument panel, those 3 devices. So my phone, sometimes when you're at Torrey Pines and you're just relaxing, it's nice to be able to answer the phone. So I can just, sometimes my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm flying, and I'll just put it on speakerphone. And what time you coming home and whatever. Sometimes business. It's not at Torrey Pines. You can answer phone calls. If it's smooth at Blossom, maybe. Something else I wanted to show you was David Hatfield showed me these, and these are called gear keepers, and they are pretty neat little devices. And I just kind of made my own cheap tether. I drilled a hole through this. This is kind of little Amazon cheapy. Actually, I think this is the one that they try to charge $30 for at Verizon, and then I got literally the exact same thing
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I know you didn't. This what brand is this? Tech 21. The Tech 21 is $30. This is the exact same thing, and it was $2. So I use this on my instrument panel. Throw my phone in here just before I fly, and boom goes the dynamite. And then if you're taking selfies, you can pull this out and take your selfie, and then you're tethered with your phone.
So what's the name of that again? Because I need to know so I can get one of those things, because I've been needing one for a while.
Gear Keeper is
Gear Keeper.
And you can go to gearkeeper.com. I need to reach out to them and tell them, hey, you want to sponsor the show?
Well, see, I need to remember that, because I've been using old trusty, Heavy Pro.
Yeah, that's what I use for my. You still should tether your stuff, though. Your instruments should be tethered.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tethered, yeah.
I found it just helps to stay stuck in my pocket, So I know it's not going to go anywhere unless you're pulling 10 pounds worth of pressure to get it off, Yeah.
So the Gear Keepers are for all kinds of things, but I think they originally started in the scuba scene. And so you can take these underwater and it's still going to be fine. So they're really good weatherproof deal. There's a quick release snap for the way it connects to everything. Anyways, really nice. I think I got this for $15.
So you too can play Super Spy with
Maybe
the piano.
I'll buy a couple of these and give them away on the show.
Hey, yeah. Hey, the show's got Patreon. We've been saving it up,
right.
little odds and ends like that. They help the community, Robert.
That's right.
I think it's a great idea.
And that's what we're here for.
Linda,
community.
Linda Anderson, what do you think about that? You think that's a good idea? I'm just going to ask Mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what does Mama think? We should have a segment. We should have a segment on the show called "What Does Mama Think?"
That's right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, what does Mama think? Well, we'll show some accident, somebody crashing into the tree or something, and we'll be like, "All right, let's do the segment now called "What Does Mama Think?" We'll have to teach her how to use Zoom so she can log in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know why he crashed. Okay, I don't like that.
Okay, thanks, Mama.
Well, she said yes.
Yeah.
So yes,
she'll do it.
I think she's talking about you teaching her how to use Zoom.
She's one of the best employees I got. She's actually the only employee I got. She texted me earlier. Are we having a show? Yes, we are. Okay, I'm sending out my Facebook message.
Ray says they're $14 on eBay right now. So
nice. Okay. We need to go and buy some. Yes. So how's the flying out there? Everyone is seems to be most people are having some decent flying these days in the last couple days. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, for us it was.
I saw you posted a video this morning.
Well, today it was nice. It was warm, but it was high pressure system, so it was bumpy. It was just very windy up high, so I kind of kept it low and kited it a bit. But last couple of days had been really, really nice. Some of the guys went flying Christmas Day. Some of them went Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve. So yeah, it was pretty nice conditions. What about for you out there though?
Rainy. It rained so hard today that flooded a bunch of stuff in my building. Horrible.
Oh.
No flying. But tomorrow and Saturday should be good. So stay tuned. And I got a pretty fun video in the queue right now that's going to drop on Saturday for just the regular YouTube videos. Really fun day. Gosh, it was so fun. It was fun editing that one. Stay tuned for that. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, you should do that and hit the bell. So you can watch those videos as soon as they pop out. Ripman Riding, if you want to come on, I sent you an invite.
And the thumbs up, y'all. Hit the thumbs up. It helps.
I didn't realize how important the thumbs up was. I was talking to somebody the other day that said that it pushes the algorithm of popularity.
Yeah.
That's
that
important.
means you were the cool kid. I mean,
That's
as
right.
soon as they pull up YouTube, cool kid is in session. You want to watch them? Okay. You know? Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people in the chat. Paul Elwood, welcome. Trike Flyer in the house, welcome. Nathan Sakaya. I'm not sure how to say that. Welcome. Just me in the house. Glad that you're here. I apologize for not having a interviewee. Next week, though, we got Kinga coming on. That's going to be a great show. You don't want to miss Kinga. She's back in New Zealand, and so she's ready to rock and roll. She messaged me and she said, "Hey, I want to come on the show again." You said, I'm like, "Yeah, come on." It'd be a great show. She flew in the X Alps, so we got to talk about that. That's going to be epic. Yeah. How many of you guys saw the X Alps? What was it? The documentary, the YouTube, the mashup of all the videos. Incredible job. The guys did such a great job of mashing up a video. I think it's about 25 minutes, and it's all the X Alps. Excuse me. It's incredible. And it's, a lot of the guys in the X Alps, you see them flying and they got a GoPro on, but I never saw any footage because while they're flying, they're not landing and posting. "Oh, look at me." They're saving all that footage. And then, so they mashed up all that footage from all the guys in the contest and then gave it to one person at like Red Bull or something. And so they, on the X Alps channel, it's such a great video. If you haven't seen that, you need to see it.
I've watched that.
It just came out 2 days ago. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had some. I think it was like I don't know if it's yearly or what, but they had a previous one too. That they went through the course. It was cool.
Yeah. Incredible. Gyro Jeffro's in the house. We also have Sandor Rendeski in the house. Josh Perry, welcome. Chad B, Paul Elwood, Ray Pierce. I normally don't get a chance to say hi to everybody, and so take some time to do that. Everybody just relax. We're here, and we're just going to enjoy paraglidingtalk.com. I've been under the weather the last few weeks and just brutal. But I'm feeling better, and I'm looking forward to flying tomorrow. Doesn't that sound good? Flying tomorrow. I want to do it. Can I give something away? Sean, can I give something away? Johnny Visconti in the house.
You know what?
Kevin can fly in the house.
I know. We've got a lot of Bill Herman's in the house too. We got quite a many people.
Where's Bill at? I didn't see
he was way up. He's further on up.
X36 Hypnotize in the house. Times 2.
All right. So you ready to do a giveaway, Robert?
Yeah. What are we going to give away?
All right. That's a good question. What are we going to give away?
Should we give away a shirt?
Yeah.
You know what? I do have a confession to make. I thought my Oh, here we go. My wife's giving away money.
I know.
Speaking of giving away money,
Bill Herman says right here. So, see, he's in there.
Bill Herman in the house. I was bringing Sandor's shirt to ship it out right after work today. And I was downtown and I was like, you know what? I can probably squeeze this in really fast, drop this thing off. And I'm just going to park in the yellow in my Jeep because I thought my Jeep was considered a truck and that you can park in the loading area. I've been doing it for years. Not allowed. Got a ticket. $57.
Ouch.
Dollars.
That
So
hurts my
mad.
butt cheek. Ow.
Yeah, that hurts.
Sheesh.
So it's cool because I ended up getting a $50 bonus. Now I have to give it to the police. Whatever. Anyways, note to self, don't park in the yellow. Your Jeep doesn't count as a truck. I guess it's to the discretion of the officer.
I don't believe that it does fall under a truck. The reason why is because it's basically a solid cab. And so it'd be considered an SUV, a sport utility vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's and that's why it doesn't fall under the classification truck. It's just like, really?
Well, what I understand is that it's the base of the truck. So it's the frame of the vehicle. Like my wife has what you would consider an SUV. It's a parking Nazi, exactly. It's we can view that. That's an important one. We'll let that one fly. The parking Gestapos. Yeah, man. I was gonna say the Ford Explorer, we call it the Exploder. The Ford Explorer, the body is considered a truck. So when you pay your tax for your DMV stuff, they charge you more because it's considered a truck. And I couldn't remember if my Jeep was classified as a truck. So I've been parking in the yellow, and sure enough, $57.
Now you found out. You know what they say about that? Learning hurts, Jack.
Yeah,
learning hurts. Oh,
I'm gonna find those parking spots where I just 4x up on top of something, like the snow parking. You've seen that? Everybody with a Jeep parks in the snow pile. Bill Herman coming through with $2.
You know, you could get creative and put like a little post front on the front of your truck. So that way, when you pull into a spot, you can put a little sign off the bumper, you know, with a pole says Jeeps only, park here, you know. That would be pretty creative. I mean,
you see what Josh Perry said? He said, once I forgot to pay a ticket for failure to wave an orange flag while skier in the water. He said they came to my house and arrested me on a Sunday for failure to appear. Oh my gosh. I believe that, probably in California.
Yeah.
I had a coworker who didn't pay for he was fishing without a license, and he got the fishing without a license, got the ticket, didn't pay it by accident. He got pulled over later on for some lame thing on the way to work, went to jail. They processed him through jail, 3 days in jail.
Oh,
for fishing without a license. Yeah.
But he won't do that again.
Yeesh.
All right, so
Let it rip.
We're done. We're done taking names now from this second on. So
Andre Gramillion.
I got him.
He just got it.
I got him in there. That's the last one for the new guys. Last one. So here we go. I'm sharing my screen here. Here we go. We got all the names here. Check it out, y'all.
Do it.
All right. You see this? Lovely. No. I'm gonna share this with everybody because this page here has been nothing but a pain in the rear. Because
that's good.
I would type names in and hit enter to go to the next name, and it wouldn't go to the next name. It all printed up as one name.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So I was doing it again. I got everybody. I got everybody in here. The wheel of plume has, I don't know, maybe my dad's overloading YouTube. I taught my 82-year-old dad how to YouTube and watch Westerns. And I'll tell you what, man, he's been John Wayne and crazy. Clint Eastwood, hey, he hasn't watched a single movie that Clint Eastwood and John Wayne haven't been in. And now he's like suckered into Swamp People, you know, so he's watched the Swamp People in there. I don't know if you guys have heard Shotguns the whole show or not, but he's got a blaring back there. So maybe it's my bandwidth or something, but I got everybody in there. Here we go.
They're on the edge of their seat.
This is for the
waiting for you to
shirt.
Stop talking.
You know what? The anticipation is going to get worse because there's blank spots in here. And you know what that means?
Yeah.
That means if we hit a blank spot, that means we got to re-roll again. Oh, here we go.
Every time. All right, we're giving away a Paragliding Talk t-shirt. You need this.
Oh, Aviator Show.
Paraglidingtalk.com. Aviator Show. Congratulations.
Shirt just like this, y'all.
You are
right
the
here.
winner. Chicken dinner.
Congratulations, Aviator Show.
He popped in for just a second, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Absolutely.
Oh, Josh Perry. He got his first paramotor shirt for Christmas. That was
Nice.
I remember that. That was a great day. I got my first paragliding shirt. You know what it was?
What?
Gavin McClurg's Cloud Base Mayhem shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. It's a little too small. It's fine now. I completely stopped working out when I started flying. It's amazing. Love it.
Let's see here. My first shirt was Paragliding Talk.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah, this is my first shirt. And you see how well I've kept it. Look at that. No stains. You know, look at that. No stains at all. No coffee stains. Kept the white. The dark's dark. Feels
Mom
good.
says we need hats now. I agree. I looked into the hat thing.
Beanies. Just beanies.
Yeah, beanies are good.
Just the beanie, you know, with a little bit of room for the back, so you could do the tuck if you got to. If you got extra hair, you could tuck it in there, you know.
Yeah. Aviator.
That's what she said. Yeah.
We'll see if Eric wants the t-shirt. He'll have to message me.
Yeah.
He may not message me.
He did.
Somebody else.
Well, he did win after all, you know. I don't think it's up to him. He did win after all, and he does have an address. I mean, we do know him.
Oh, we do have an address?
Well, his business address.
And his shirt size?
Sure you could. I mean, if you could buy wings from him, I'm pretty confident you could send something to him. I mean, he's got to have something that he sends it from.
That's true.
You know,
I got his number. I'll message him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to be present, Craig Couch says. That's right. You're not. He knows that we're giving stuff away, so he just chimes in for a second and then dips.
Robert, don't say that, man, because he'll fly to you. I've seen it.
He's got an airplane.
I've seen it, and I've seen him fly it to do stuff. So
that would be a long flight to California. Oh, well, that little plane.
You know what? I think he went a long way from like Florida to Texas.
Yeah, it's only halfway.
Maybe it was Arizona. I don't know. It was out somewhere far. I know it was far. I was like, wow, that's a long way. I mean, long way for me.
If he accepts, he has to donate an aviator shirt. Like the way you think, Mike. Mike S. said his first shirt said, I do all my own stunts. I need that shirt. That's a good one. Josh Perry said I should make him fly out here to get his shirt. One of the things that we normally do is discuss flying safety. And so I don't want to get into too many shenanigans and waste anybody's time, but I did want to talk about two things that have been kind of on my mind about, especially in the free flight world. I don't know if it's so much with paramotoring. You kind of have the upper hand with paramotoring, in my opinion, because you can push your thermal button and you've got lift. So you press the button, or actually don't press that button. That would kill the engine. You squeeze the trigger or press the gas, however you do it.
I call it the fart button.
The one I flew was actually on a finger. Yeah, that was a Kangoo. I think that was just the standard issue. So anyways, you pull your finger and I thought it was pretty cool. Two things that I noticed that are very dangerous, and take this with you. If you're a paramotor pilot or a free flight pilot, this applies to both. One is how you pick up your your A risers, how you get a hold of your stuff, and where you have your brakes. If your brakes are wrapped through, excuse me, this happens every once in a while, where a brake line will have wrapped through my rear risers. And I actually have a video on YouTube where this happened at Little Black when I was a brand new pilot. And you can get away with it sometimes. But I remember in this particular flight, I reached up, grabbed my brake, and I went to check it because I was kind of turning the wrong way, and I wanted to fix my heading. And I pulled it, and it literally, I was pulling my whole rear riser set because it had wrapped through, and it was like a tension. It was like a knot. It was brutal. And so I had to reach up because I had to fix what I was doing. I had to reach up beyond the tangle and just pull the line for my brakes to fix it. And this happens in like milliseconds. And especially if you want to stay in the air at Little Black. So anyways, not looking at my lines careful enough before I launched almost cost me a side hill crash landing. I also know that this happened to a few other people. Max Marion, this happened to. He broke his back. Just one mistake on how you grabbed your brakes when you went to pick up your risers and start kiting, or you can do it wrong with a forward and take off running, get everything going, and then go to check that side or whatever side it is, and you grabbed them wrong, and you're going to have to fumble and mess with it before you get off the ground. Anyways, consider very carefully each time you launch. The second thing is getting into your glider, getting into your harness, and fixing everything the moment that you leave the ground. Why do that? Why would you be messing around with your, who cares how comfortable you are in that first 10 seconds? Fly the glider, get away from the hill, and you know, fix yourself as you get out there. I was watching these guys at the Red Rocks flying, and these were not beginner. I mean, you watch Tony Boyer, he's a veteran. He's been flying for a long time, and he took a full frontal, biffed it on the ground, scared me for the rest of that trip. And I don't think it was anything that he did wrong. It was just a bad time to launch. Maybe if he could go back, and we did a whole show on this, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but there was a lot of guys that launched after that I'm watching, and literally as soon as their feet leave the ground, they're taking their hands off the brakes, they're fixing their seat, they're pulling their stuff out. I see it with paramotoring too. Guys they launch, and as soon as they launch, they take their hands off the brakes, and you have to have control all the time, especially when you're in any kind of turbulent air. And it is a brutal takedown when you don't have control of your glider. So
now I have noticed with the motor, I have noticed that a lot of times if your seat pan can get stuck between your hips and your cage for your motor. And it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it can happen. And when you're running, everything's slapping anyhow. But once you get up there, sometimes that pan can get stuck. And if it does get stuck, that does compromise your ability to control. So sometimes you might have to reach down and get that pan that, it's like a wood pan that, you have to slide it down a little bit to get in there. But it's not very often that happens. Sometimes when your adjustments are out of a line or where you have them set, sometimes they adjust, and you got to readjust them a little bit just to keep them current. And yeah, it happens.
One of the scariest things that you can have happen is you go to pull that brake, and it's just locked up. Oh,
Yeah.
freaky.
A lot of that's with the layout too. Like when you lay your wing out
Yeah, exactly.
and it looks, make sure you double check right where that pulley is on your wing. Right where your risers are, there's a pulley. You know, it's just a little, I call it the dangler. You know, it's a dangler. It dangles, and then you got your brake line that comes up.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you check the dangler. Make sure that is clear where the line is going through the pulley and going clear. Because if it's not and it's wrapped, you'll be able to see that you can catch it generally if you take your time and really look at it.
Oh gosh, Randy Clark just said I saw a guy at Horse clip in for a reverse launch but failed to cross over the lines, so he launched facing the wrong way. Gosh, that is gnarly. Nathan said I made my riser loan check part of my pre-flight. That's a great idea.
Yep.
One of the things that I do, and if you're a free flight guy, I like to keep my glider attached to my harness. So as soon as I'm done, fold everything up, it all stays together. And so when I'm showing up on launch and it's a little bit windy, I don't have to fight my glider before I get clipped in, because that's always a little weird. You've got a bunch of wind and you're trying to pull your glider out and check your lines and all that, and it's not attached yet. And it's a pain in the butt. You got to be really good at kiting to be able to handle it when there's wind. So if I'm already clipped in, it's pretty self-sufficient. The other thing is when you land, this is something else that you can put in your pocket. This is free tonight. It's all free tonight. It's great information tonight. Okay.
That's my favorite word.
It's
great.
great. It's great information. Okay. Clip your brake lines immediately. As soon as you're done, you put your glider down, boom. The next thing that you do is clip your brake lines right where they're supposed to go. A lot of times I used to do this when I first started. My glider would fall on the ground. I'd let my brake toggles go and I'd be like, yeah, man, that was great. I flew. Look at me. I'm a bird. And the problem is that when you go to, ball everything up, those brakes are going to end up getting wrapped and it's hard to tell until you're pressurized and until you're, Gyro Jeffro. You need to check this out. If you don't know
what
about
is
this.
that? That's fancy. Let me see that.
Let me turn
That's
it on here.
Man, that's pretty.
I got this for Christmas.
That's a man watch there.
Gyro Jeffro.
I like that.
So this
nice.
is called the Garmin Epics, and it is epic, and it's incredible actually.
Nice.
It records all kinds of information, but it has I forgot to mention that's a part of my instrument panel, but it's on my arm.
It's got a secret spy in it that tells you like your altitude and everything and how cold it is up there. Which direction the wind's blowing. Really? Are you kidding me?
It doesn't give me wind direction, but check this out. We'll go through. I'll toggle through here. That's the light. Okay, there we go. This is calendar. Oh no, that was calendar. I think music. Okay, let's get to the goods. There's music. Okay, here's the goods.
So it plays music too.
This is temperature, right? Okay, so that's the last 4 hours of temperature. This is my barometer. Okay, barometric pressure. And then here's my altimeter, which it needs to be calibrated. I haven't done that in a minute. Compass. Obviously, we got to lay it down. Connects GPS. This is my steps. Almost 10 grand today. Not bad. And then this is GPS right here. You can actually zoom in and zoom out and get a bearing, figure out where you're at.
Dude, that's fancy, man.
It's the time. Yeah. Jared Jeffrey, thank you. Probably one of the best gifts that I've ever received in my life. It is an amazing machine. And they're not cheap either. You want to buy one of these bad boys? I think they're $650 when they first came out. I don't know what they are today.
Oh,
really cool. And
that's probably why it's so cool, because it's like so awesome cool that you look at it and you're like, oh, that's got to be expensive.
That's got to be expensive.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it does require a little maintenance. You have to log in every once in a while and set up the settings. It's kind of like other devices. You got to, when you turn them on. You have to let them calibrate. And but besides those little calibration deals, that thing is nice. Very nice. Yeah, GPS, very nice. Paramotor apps for the Garmin's. Interesting. Sandor says that there are some paramotor apps for the Garmin's. Very interesting. Gyro Jeffers said he bought it from a hooker on the street. That is hilarious.
Craig Taylor popped in.
Craig Taylor, where are you at, man?
Yeah, where you at, Craig?
He's probably on a boat.
Probably.
Is he heading over to mainland?
I don't know. I know at some point he was going to, but yeah,
My
I don't
wife's
recall.
giving YouTube the rest of my Christmas money.
Taco money. Yeah.
It's raining tacos. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that, Gyro Jeffro. This that is another instrument. So let me just open up here for the if you're in the chat, what do you prefer? What do you use for your instruments? My wife just texted me, stop ignoring me in the chat.
I heard somebody bringing up the Udi, and I've heard a lot of good things about the Udi.
Very interesting.
And Crockett's in here too.
Yeah, the I've heard about the Udi, and I don't know. I don't know if they are if they work in the same. Here's what I'm after. I'm interested in getting the instrument panel and the XE tracer. And so the XE tracer connects via Bluetooth, and then all the information is on the dashboard. I'm gonna see if I can find that video while we're talking here. There's a video with somebody that has it that just posted recently. Let's see if I can find this.
I believe Kyle had a video kind of like that where he was following along when he was hitting the thermals and catching them.
Okay.
I think he was using his Atom 80, got up and then killed his motor and was actually flying the thermals with his motor.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was showing where it was turning on and where he was hitting the thermal, he was climbing, and then when he got out of the thermal, where he was going when he started sinking. And yeah, it was very, very neat.
Okay, let's see if we can. It's not a great picture, but I'm going to screen share anyways. You can. Oh, darn it. It's changing. Can I pause it? It's going to keep switching. Okay, let me just go back here. Screen share. Okay, here we go. This is the instrument panel here. Okay, I need to go back here. Come on, guys. Okay, see how it's got this little visor? And that's just a, like a fire, I don't know, not a Kindle.
Basically a dashboard like a car.
Yeah, it's literally just like, it's incredible. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go. Oh, geez.
That thing would be like if you put a steering wheel in front of it, like you're driving a car, but flying.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
It's Instagram. Let's see if I can.
You do Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's for the show.
Yeah.
Paraglidingtalk.com. You want to follow on Instagram? You can do it.
That's a good excuse, but I don't have an Instagram, so I don't know anything about it. It's kind of like tweet. I don't tweet because I'm not a twit, but if I was a twit, I would tweet, but I don't.
You're a Twitter?
No, I'm not a Twitter.
No, me neither.
I don't twit.
Anywho, I tried.
It's still pretty neat though.
It's very neat. And so that little box is in the top right hand corner. That, from what I understand, is the most sensitive variometer that they have on the market. That's what everybody's saying. And so that just connects via Bluetooth. Boom, bang, shebang. And that's kind of what I want. And I like the information, the feedback.
This thing kind of looks like an iPad mini, kind of like, you know what I mean?
That's
it's like
exactly
real little, like, you know, like
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Not saying anything, but if Apple wants to send something our way, that would be terrific.
Apple, send it.
Saying Apple.
We need somebody that works at Apple to be the
Steve Jobs would love the show
hookup.
and would have loved to have flown. I'm just saying.
I'm sure.
He was here to watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Elwood said, "Can you talk a little bit more about safety? Maybe things that happened to you or close friends." One thing that I would say that you can take immediately is take your landings very serious. Don't skimp on your landing practice. Excuse me. I was messing around trying to spot land at Little Black, and I full stalled from about 10 to 15 feet. It was brutal. Landed on my back super hard. I didn't get hurt. I bruised my ankle. Okay, that was about it. But I mean, it was gnarly. Go watch the video. It's called 4th of July. I almost died. That's one of my clickbait videos. But the follow-up video was me using a green screen talking about what I thought. That's actually a good idea. I should go back and watch my nonsense because I was probably just talking right on the side of my neck. I
seen him. I seen him. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just got deep in the brakes and I was pumping my brakes before I landed and literally just took every bit of air out of my glider and it just fell behind me and bam, landed on the ground hard. I did get up and pack my stuff up and go fly again, but I learned a lesson. And so take your landings very seriously. Also, when you're coming in for your landing close to the ground, one of the best pilots that I know of, free flight pilots, he's got all kinds of videos. Guy is incredible. This last year, broke himself in a couple places because when he was coming in to land, there was a dust devil. And so I don't know, he's in Europe. I don't know if you actually have a bunch of dust in the dust devil so you can see it. I doubt he would have flew into that had he saw it. But paying very close attention to that kind of stuff, it's possible that you can avoid it. When we were at the Red Rocks, we were all standing there watching people come in to land. And as we're watching a dust devil, go watch the Red Rocks video. That's the one where Tony got his butt handed to him. It was dust devil came through the LZ. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. There's dust devil. And there's people coming into land. So we got on the radio and I was telling everybody, hey, there's a dust devil in the LZ. Pay attention when you come into land. Watch out for the dust devil. And that's another thing for safety advice. Fly with a radio. Fly with some kind of communication device, especially if you're coming here. You're going to fly Blossom or Torrey Pines, mandatory. Get yourself a radio. Just a little cheap 5 meter. It doesn't have to be anything special. I think mine was like, what? $27. Hold on. I'm going to grab it real quick. That was the one thing that I didn't talk about. That is a part of my instrument panel. This is
the Baofeng.
Bafang.
I got a Baofeng.
Yeah, so this is a great little piece of machinery. This is a microphone cover for a regular microphone, and I literally just forced it on top of here, and it cuts out the noise. Mm-hmm. I think this is critical. If you fly with Phil Russman, he will yell at you if you try to fly without the little muff. And because he'll say stuff like, I can't understand you because of wind noise. You need a new microphone or a microphone cover. It's pretty funny. But I think it's a great investment. Radio is critical. If you come fly with us at Blossom, I will let you. Great question, Mike. Mike said, is a ham license required for it? Yes, it is actually. Mm-hmm. Yes. And so when you come to fly, at Blossom with us, if you fly with me, I'll say, hey, do you have a radio? And if you don't have a radio, that's strike one. You're already in trouble. Because what happens is the guys land at the hairpin or at the very bottom of the hill. You're not necessarily allowed to land down there. And so what we like to do is, if we can, if you're on radio, we tell them, hey, hike down to the road. We'll come and get you. And, ball your stuff up and stay low key and we'll come and snatch you up. Or somebody will be like, hey, you know what? I'll drive down and get them. But they don't know. It's like a half an hour to drive all the way around and get to the valley. And I've seen it a couple times now where somebody will drive all the way down there, go to pick them up, and they're not there because they hiked up. And it was a waste of a drive. And so get a radio. Very important. So ham license technically is required. It's worth at least respecting. I don't have my ham license. I should get it. I was thinking about taking my boys and going and getting it done. It is what it is. To each his own. I think you should get it, but I don't have it, so I'm a hypocrite. 7 o'clock. That's a wrap. Really appreciate you watching. We're going to go to the after show. Make sure you check out Nebraska PPG, Resurgence PPG. Go check out their websites, Mike Cotter and Fly My PPG, Para Orange Products, ppgsmoke.com, Tri-State Skywalkers, iFly Indiana Powered Paragliding. Go check out these websites. Support your local flying guys. I hope this show can help you. If you've got ideas, stuff that you're interested in talking about, or things that you're interested in, maybe people that you're interested in interviewing. Next week we've got Kinga. I've got another guy that's lined up for the show after that. That's in the works. We're gonna have we're gonna have another great year of great interviews. We're gonna take it up a notch with what we're talking about. We're gonna do a whole bunch of free flight stuff for all you free flight enthusiasts. I'm hoping on having some big flights, for on my regular channel or on this channel, obviously, but I'm hoping to add some really good content. So we appreciate everybody that's been supporting the show on Patreon and PayPal and your gifts. A bunch of people sent just random gifts, one-time gifts for Christmas and stuff. Really appreciate you guys. And I put your name on the wall on the website, paraglidingtalk.com. And if you go to the support page, you can see all the people that are supporting the show on a regular basis, or if they did one-time gifts, your name's on there. So really appreciate everybody that's done that. And you're making paragliding great. Okay. Paraglidingtalk.com. Really appreciate you guys. Well, we will catch you on the next one. Don't miss next week's show. We'll have a great time. And so if I don't see you in the air, I'll see you on the air. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.